Good morning, welcome to Natasha Makes. It is Workshop Wednesday, Witchy Stitchy Wednesday, whatever you like to call it. So Jane's here, hello Jane.
Good morning.
I'm just going to clap you because you have made us once again. Look at this, amazing.
Isn't it lovely?
It's a feast for the eyes. It's a proper summer meadow, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Love it.
Beautiful fabric.
Good job you.
Beautiful collection.
Good job you. This is Moda Fabric and the designer is?
I don't know actually. I think, is it Moda's own collection? Yeah.
Moda's own?
Yeah. It's called Wild Flowers.
It is.
And it's pretty.
I heart it very much. Not going to lie. I'm enjoying it tremendously. And we've got this kit for you. Haha. In fat quarter form?
Yes.
How many different fat quarters?
19.
19?
Yes.
And then I'm going to say ivory.
It is ivory.
It is ivory.
There's a metre and 3/4 of ivory.
That's a big old kit.
It is. There's
Nice.
more fabric than you need.
Always. Always. Because there's always a cushion or something that you need to do.
Well, you can make it bigger as well if you wanted to.
And woof, I don't know what that and what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know about
It's
it?
all the fabrics in that you can see in the bundle apart from this one, because this bolt was very short. So Gemma's loaded it, that one. I think you've loaded it all by the ½ metre, haven't you, Gemma? But this red one is by the ½ metre as well, because we wouldn't have had enough to make the bundles up.
Rather than go through and take all the bolts off the walls, we'll look at those in one minute.
Yes.
Should we say good morning to everyone first of all, because I feel a little bit rude not saying hello to everyone when we should be, etc. I like your stars this morning, Jane.
Thank you. It's sparkly.
Big fan of the stars. Here we are, here we are, here. Ah, here we are. Volume down, don't need to listen to ourselves. Good morning, Jenny, good morning, Jan. And to Grace. Hello, hello. And to Jane. There we go, everyone's starting to join us now. So, we've got ½ metre heavens to show you for tomorrow. We like that. They go live at midnight. You guys know, but we do sometimes have new viewers, especially on YouTube. Hello, YouTubers. And so it's just good to know.
Yes.
Yes, always good to know. Morning, Julia. She's morning, peeps. Morning, Joe. Morning, everyone. Loving the quilt. Really pretty fabric. It is. Just you wait till you see it up close. Morning to Gwyneth. Morning, Vicky. Good morning. How is that puppy?
We love that puppy.
The smell. If you could
And he's all
bottle it.
squidgy.
Yes.
Squidgy and big pawed.
Yes. And then at the weekend, he got overexcited with my son, who is like a giant puppy, basically, and he pulled his shorts down. Oh, God. We were watching the arrows.
Bovril advert, isn't there?
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, Freddie was running across the garden with a puppy attached to his shorts that then they all went.
I bet you thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I did. I can't answer for him. I was too busy laughing in the corner. 6 J's in a row, says Julia.
6 J's in a row?
I don't know what she means. I've missed something. Morning, Bridget. Morning, Sylv. Morning, lovely peeps. Morning, Danny. Oh, in the comments. I know, but I can't see it. Oh, Jenny, Jan, Jane, Joe, Julia. Oh, 6 J's in a row. And Joy, and then Val, and Sylv, and Danny, and Barbara. And Becky. So Emily, I don't know where she gets this stuff from. We were talking about a friend's mum whose name is Barbara.
Yes.
It's just like one of my toys, mummy. Like, at no point has she ever had a toy, to my knowledge, named Barbara.
No.
No. But she does have a Barbie.
Yeah.
And I hadn't made the connection that Barbie is short for
Barbara.
Had never occurred to me, ever. So yeah, her Barbies are now all called Barbara, which makes me laugh quite a lot. Morning, Claire. She's a beautiful quilt as always. Morning, Joan. Morning, Elizabeth. Bless him. John just came in whilst I was watching puppies and said, Jane Alcock is on. Good morning, everyone. Morning. You see, I can understand getting distracted by puppies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Morning, Jenny. Morning, Janice. Morning, Laurie. Good morning, Laurie. I feel like we haven't seen you for ages. How are you, my love? And good morning, Rona. I have got some backing fabric in this morning.
I know, I've seen it. It's rather lovely.
But you know whose name I haven't seen on the list yet? And that's that there Karen Hughes.
Oh, yes.
Because I know. But everyone's seen her dress that she went to Morrison's in yesterday.
Stunning.
I'm just going to say, how about that for a maxi dress?
Amazing.
It's cotton sateen.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful
It's got such
lean to it.
It's so beautiful. This is from the Ruby Star Society, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to say, I've been really impressed with their collection, their recent collection.
They do lovely fabrics, modern, nice modern bright colours.
Yeah. I need some of this in my life.
I love that there's like an overlay here which gives it like an almost 3D effect. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. The colours are really vibrant.
Feels beautiful. I've taken £1 off. Are we selling it by the half metre, Gemma, or metre? So that's £2 off a metre.
Wow.
But only for today, just to launch it. The price of 108 fabrics, 108-inch backing fabrics, that's 270 centimetres, salvage to salvage, people, has rocketed.
Yeah.
We're trying not to pass that on as much as we can, but
I think it's the way of the world at the moment. It
is
can't be
bit.
helped.
But if you have a quilt in mind, I mean, to back, this would be gorgeous. I did look at it and go, for my Tilda quilt that I made on Monday, for Monday's show, would that be wrong? Or should I go for the Tilda backing fabric? You know, and then it's the same, exact same colour, isn't it? The Tilda colours.
Well, Tilda's colour palette is so unique, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it would just go beautifully with the Tilda, but would be rather stunning too.
Yeah. Oh, Gemma. I know what I meant to ask. You know, I left that pattern, talking of Tilda, on by the computer. I need to just ask people if it's something they'd be interested in doing. So, bit of background. I don't know how much of our video call you heard yesterday. Isn't technology wonderful?
Not much of it. I could hear that who you were chatting to, but I couldn't.
And the laughter,
yeah,
probably. We did
there's
sing
always
to him.
laughter, isn't it?
So John Cole Morgan rang yesterday. John Cole Morgan calling. And he has asked if we would like to do a quilt with him. It is a Tilda quilt.
It's rather stunning.
I've looked and I don't think there's a way to get the exact same fabrics. Tilda, like you say, it was when you said that Tilda has such a unique palette.
Yes.
It really has. This is not going to be a cheap quilt at all.
It wouldn't look the same in our planes.
It just wouldn't.
No,
it just wouldn't.
Justice.
But my goodness, it's out of the Tilda solids, and the whole kit comes in at just over £200, but we would put a discount on that. We'd probably be able to do it for about 175.
big quilt though,
it is huge. So my question is, how many of you would be interested in quilting along with me and John doing this? Look how huge that is. I mean, look, there's a chair in the corner there. They are 2-inch squares, Jane.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's like an embroidery.
It's just
it's called
exquisite.
embroidered flower quilt. Just so
Yeah. So if any, but it comes with a price tag. There's just no way about it. It's done with Tilda planes, and her solids are £5.60 a half metre.
You get what you pay for with
You
Tilda. I mean, it's beautiful quality,
There
and
it
the
is.
dyes are really
There it is.
nice.
So we could put that on it, but it would have to be a kit in one lump, because I'm not fussing about cutting a 4-inch strip of this and a 2-inch strip of that, and it would have to be bought in advance. And we would send you the kit all in a oneer.
Yeah.
And then we'd do it together. So if you are serious about it, please let me know, and then we can let you know when we've loaded the kits. But like I say, it's gonna come in about 175. That's with nearly a £30 discount, possibly slightly more.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way that I can think to do it, that we will just absorb some of that cost. So if that is something that you would be interested in, oh, PT wants one, and me. So there's me, John, and PT, and you. So that's 4 of us. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah, Jackie says, wow, that's beautiful. The thing is, exactly, Laurie, it is. And the thing is that you can do it with quilter's grid.
Yes.
And that's because it's all 2-inch squares. Just making it at the moment, it's so easy to make. Just took a while to cut. Absolutely lovely. The thing is, Kate, if you've got the stripology, you can just
whiz through that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it does take 35. I think it's 35 different solids from Tilda's fabric.
That's a lot. But
Yeah,
that
it's a
gives
lot.
you
It's
that
a lot
depth
for
of
us
pattern.
to. Yeah. Rona says yes, she's in. So how many of that? So it's you,
That's
me,
6, I think.
Gemma, John, Rona. Who else just said yes? No, it was.
Was Laurie? Did Laurie? No.
Oh, Betty says yes. Saw it a few weeks ago. So that's 6 of us. Margaret says, I think I might want a duvet set in that. I think that. She's only because her husband would hate it. I mean, if you're trying to keep him out of your bedroom, then that's the way to do it, isn't it? Morning, both. It's Kirsty. Been a bit damp overnight here in Wellingborough.
Yes.
There we go.
It was a bit damp with us as well.
Yeah. Morning, Hayley. Right. Oh, Heather's been on holiday. Oh no, she's going on holiday. She says, how will she survive without her machine? Everyone's saying EPP.
Yeah.
Inga's going on holiday as well. Again.
Yeah.
She's got to get her holidays out of the way before the kids go on
Yes.
holiday. Right, Karen, when you watch this back later, please can you make something gorgeous out of that? I overheard Inga's conversation the other day saying, can't we just get Karen down for a day to like pre-record some shows and then just chop them up into bits,
Yeah.
dressmaking-y bits? And I did think that was quite a good idea. I don't know if she'd be up for that. Karen, are you up for that? Do you think enough of us could peer pressure into doing it?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Right, half metre heavens. It's not a very nice thing to say, is it?
No. Encourage her.
Encourage her, that's the one. Half metre heavens going live tonight on the website at midnight. This is nearly all gone.
There's not much left, is there? It's so
No,
sweet.
I've got 5 of them and that's it. I heart that very much.
Your reversible round handle bag would look lovely in that.
Yes. Oh yes. Wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
It would.
With the black handle, with the graphite
Yeah.
handle. So only 4 of
Absolutely.
those left. And actually, because we had this though, we did the zip top bags.
Yes.
We have got 11 of those zips left. That's it. They'd sold out by themselves. I managed to get some more.
Yeah.
So I've got 11 of those leather zips left if you'd like them. We have never offered this as a half metre heaven. We've only ever offered it by itself. And here's the thing, look at those peachy flowers.
Yeah, little lilies. Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty with it?
Yeah.
Just you wait. I've got some ideas for these. And then...
Look nice in the pillowcase dress, wouldn't it, with that as a band on the bottom?
Yes.
It would look really
Yes,
sweet.
yes. As with this Liberty, Annabelle,
Nice.
that is one of my favourites. I made one of our drawstring hang-up bags
Yeah.
that whenever we go anywhere I take for laundry. Hang on the back of a door,
Yeah, nice.
whack
idea.
your laundry in.
Yeah.
And I just thought that
Really
went
makes those flowers pop.
beautifully, just so beautifully with it. Right, who loves? Well, that is khaki. Strawberry Thief. I went through all the browns and all the greens and I thought, you know what, I just love the khaki with it.
That is so classic,
Isn't
isn't
it?
And it really makes the oranges and the tans pop with the green next
So
to
could
it.
you imagine that with the round handle bag that we did
Oh, yeah,
yesterday?
very-
with the
very
wooden
posh.
one. Or the amber handles.
Oh, yes.
Or the ones with the flecks of gold in.
Oh, yeah, that would
The
really make-
amber ones with the flecks of gold would be rather gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ah, we've got it all going on. This is the end of the bolt.
I love that
This is the
colourway.
end of the road. It's also my favourite colourway. I can't believe that I haven't actually got my hands on some of this. It's a bit gorgeous, isn't it?
It's a bit lovely. Such a lovely classic print.
It's a stunner. It is a stunner. I heart it very much. Now, this is from the new collection. This is the Thames sides, but we've only got 6 of these left.
Yeah, that was very popular with the quilt, wasn't it? So there wasn't. That was the
But
background.
Look at
of
the
it.
lovely
There wasn't
pink
much
with
left.
it.
Just nice.
Just lifts that a little bit, doesn't it?
Mm.
Wow. Now, Shaggy, wasn't me, in blue. I've put it with peacock.
That just makes all those turquoisey flowers.
I've kind of got to go, ha ha ha. Look at that.
It's lovely.
Again, you know,
You can have such fun with the shaggy fabric because it, every time you cut something, it'll be a different effect
Yeah.
each time.
and also this is why I keep doing projects that suit the half metre heavens, because then it's, oh, yeah. Do you know what? If the kids hadn't have left their lunch bags, you know, the ones I made them yesterday on the show,
Yes.
on the counter in the kitchen, so that I had to run to Costa, give them, I don't know, an organ or something in order to buy them a fresh lunch because they left their lunch on the kitchen. Seriously, how can a couple of pots of fruit, a flamingo gingerbread man and a packet of crisps cost £18? What's that all about?
That's madness.
Hideous. Anyway, I was going to make a beach bag out of this morning.
Yes.
But clearly I was too busy having some sort of organ removed from Costa. But look.
That is beautiful.
I love it, I love it, I love it. But not only that, Jane. I've got it in white. Look at this, like day and night in the jungle with hot tomato. How blinking gorgeous do they look together?
Well, that's it. It's your quilt made.
So this morning, as I was thinking about making this, I thought I might do one side of my bag in that, one side of it in the other, and then I'd have the handles and the lining in half and half. How much fun would that be?
That'd be so lovely.
It'd be all the fun, wouldn't it?
It would.
And I could do it twice with that amount of fabric. I thought that was fun. So if you bought the panel yesterday, I don't know if we've got any of those panels left actually.
They're very popular.
Yeah. The 18-inch panels, gorgeous. Then you might want this to match, make some matching cushions. It's a slightly different scale. Wow. Now, Jane, this is by Shell Rummel.
That is such a lovely fabric.
It's really pretty. Do you think that we have a blue that is exactly the same?
I'd like to say yes, but I guess that we
because
don't.
It's got all the different blues.
And there's a bit of grey in there as well, and I bet none of our greys were quite right either.
So I took the brightest of the blues and just went up one.
Yeah, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
It just sets it off really nicely.
But my goodness me, did I have all the blues,
I
all
can
the
imagine.
green and greys. And then I even tried some pinks with it. I tried all sorts. I put white next to it and it just washed it out completely.
Yeah.
But sapphire, rather lovely. I love a bit of Shell Rummel.
That's really pretty fabric.
Really pretty. Do you know what else I like?
These are gorgeous.
I know. So these have come in from Michael Miller.
They've got a little bit of sort of like Tim Holt-esque feel to them.
Thank you. Yes, a little bit distressed,
Yeah.
as I was this morning in Costa. Slightly distressed. And again, I've done that thing whereby if you want to get them both, the blues will go across the board.
Yeah.
I try and help as much as I can, Jane.
It's really nice to be able to mix and match.
And if you want extras, these are loaded by the ½ metre.
Amazing.
Just so you know. I
Yeah.
think actually the rest of those are loaded now by the ½ metre as well. Obviously your best value is ½ metre Heavens because you're getting such a discount on your fabrics with them together. But, you know.
Well, the coordinating panes build up your stash as well,
But they do, don't they? So that is my offering for you for tomorrow, come midnight. Do you know there are still those gorgeous ones of you that wait up and hit the go button at midnight.
It's amazing.
I love you
the
for
orders
that.
come through and you see them at like 1 minute past and
Yeah,
2
no.
minutes past, and you're like, that's dedication.
I can't put it there. It's not enough space. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to go and pop it over here, Jane. There we go. So, really and truly, Jane, it is a matter of over to you. And I'll have a little look. Keep letting me know if this is something that you are serious about, because it has to be done in a oneer.
Yeah.
Do you want this on?
Yes, please.
Do you? Should I plug it in and everything?
Oh, that's kind. Thank you.
Get
I never
me.
thought to check the iron, check the sewing machine, and made sure that was threaded and
I
everything.
can take this over here.
Amazing.
See you in a bit, everybody.
I'll show you these gorgeous fabrics now. They're so pretty. There's a lovely collection. Lovely collection. So you've got,
It was one of those collections that came in and Jane just went, I'll do that.
can I have that one?
I'm doing that show. All right then.
As I say, there's 19 fat quarters in that bundle with 1 3/4 meters of 1.75 meters of plain. This one isn't in the fat quarter bundle purely because it was a scant bolt, and I thought
Yeah, it was a bit weird
We're
that they
not
sent
gonna
us a
have
scant one.
that is really pretty. Gem's loaded it by the half metre.
Oh, it's Karen's birthday today.
Yes.
That's why. Oh, she's probably out eating cake somewhere.
There we
I've
go.
never
Can we
known
see
such
that?
a slim woman eat as much cake. Would you like a close-up on that?
That would be lovely.
Go on then. I mean, I can't offer it. There you go.
Look at that, daisies and
It's a
foxgloves, I
proper
think they are actually, and
summer garden, isn't it?
campions. Yeah, proper wildflowers. Really lovely. The colours are really nice as well. The blue is sort of like a mauvey blue, which is super.
Bridget would like to know what size is this quilt finished?
62-inch square.
I think it's for this one. I don't think it's for the other one.
I can have a look for the. Let's say for the Tilda one. So, finished size is 63.5 by 81.5.
Yeah, it's quite a size.
It's a
isn't
big
it?
one.
It's a big one. It's a Barry McGuigan.
Yes.
Yes.
So that red isn't in the bundle, but everything else on the shelves is. So we've got the beautiful daisies that come in 3 colours.
Oh, whilst you find your 3 colours, Sonia, bless her, says, good, Natasha, Jane, the Makes team and everyone, thank you for demonstrating, giving good tips and advice on quilting and sewing and techniques. Love, Sonia.
That's
It's our
nice.
absolute pleasure.
There we are, we've got daisies, look. We've got
Ooh,
dark
lovely.
blue.
Do you want these on a close-up?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I love a daisy.
Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? Morning, Barbara.
There's red background, like a royal blue background, and then like a very dark navy background.
Lovely.
And that's the sort of colourway throughout this, is it's that dark blue with the bright royal and a red sometimes, and sometimes a cream.
Gorgeous.
That's a really lovely ditzy print. This is what I love about Moda, is they do different scale prints. This is lovely. This is almost tonal. I think it's, looking at it, I think it might be that pattern, but just tonal.
Lovely,
So you've
isn't
got
it?
that lovely navy and that beautiful rich royal and this lovely red.
Oh, Rose would be up for doing the Tilda quilt. That's another one.
Good,
I think
good,
that's
good.
7 of us.
Now, I chose the 2 blues out of to make my binding. So I cut 6 strips of one and 7 of another
Lovely.
to make my binding. If you want to have continuous, the same colour binding, you would need to purchase a half metre piece.
Right.
Look at these. These are like, I don't know if these are, I think these might be lupins. I don't know my flowers. I love a nice garden, but I'm not very good on what my flower names are.
Oh, this is where we need my mum.
Yes.
She'd know.
Or Ingo. Ingo knows her flowers,
Inga
doesn't
knows
she?
I've got- yeah. Her being a gardener on the side. And
Yeah,
all.
that would
Yeah.
be right.
My mum's not watching today. She's busy packing.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Are they going somewhere lovely?
Cornwall to live.
Oh, to live, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh, look,
move-
we've got
they
that in the
move.
cream as well. So we've got the dark navy, the
Oh,
royal,
look at that. Lovely.
the cream, and the red.
Do you know what? That would have made beautiful bunting,
Wouldn't
wouldn't it,
it?
for the weekend?
And when I was doing this, making the quilt, I was thinking, oh, this would have been funnily enough, I was watching the Troop in the Colour at the time. I thought this would have made a really good bunting kit. This one's really pretty, this print. It's a larger scale print, and it's got a real sort of country garden feel to it.
Love this.
Look at that.
Love this. Look at that. Isn't it
That is
beautiful?
really, really pretty. The colours are really vibrant and pretty. Pretty flowers, lupins and daisies and
all the
hollyhocks
flowers.
and all of those.
All the
sorts of
country
things.
gardens. Colette, I think it is. Yeah, Colette says, could you just tell me the size of the Tilda quilt again, please? Was it 82 by 63 or something?
63.5 by 81.5, I think
There
it
you go.
said.
There you go, Colette. Sylph says, ooh, daisies.
3 colourways of that one. Look,
Oh,
that's a
lovely.
scale. And then this one, which I think is my favourite print, which we have in the red, but not in this fat quarter bundle.
Oh,
Look at
that's
this.
gorgeous too.
That is just, I love the pinks in there.
Beautiful.
And those lovely daisies.
Lupins, tick. Stand by your lupins all your life. Oh, yes. Oh, do you know what, Margaret? Yes. And the office child is in the Seychelles at the moment, so she wouldn't, she's too young to
Yeah,
remember
she wouldn't know
such
that.
shenanigans. And Anne says that she's late. She was having her chimney breast leak repaired.
Oh, no.
That does not sound
Well, let's hope
cheap.
it's fixed now.
Yeah.
And then you've got those in the 3. You've got the dark blue, the the royal
Can you
and
lift it
the
up a little bit, please?
cream.
Thank you, my darling. There you go, down a bit.
That's
Left
it.
a bit, right a bit.
Right a bit.
There you go.
There we are.
There we
It's a
are.
golden shot.
Your lupins of your
That's-
life.
So those are the fat quarters. We have them by the 1/2 metre if you want more, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because
you
it's
need
just
it all.
gorgeous. So when I got the pattern sorted out and what I wanted to do, I decided that for the big flower block, which is the one in the middle and the
Yes.
4 corners,
Yes,
I would use the larger scale prints for that. And I went for 2 dark blues, 2 royal blues, and then the cream in the middle. The beauty of this pattern is you can decide which fabrics you want to use where.
Because it doesn't matter because you've got the same in all.
Yes.
John, there are about 7 or 8 of us that want to do the Tilda quilt. Yay!
So the first thing you need to do is to choose your 5 flower block colours
One, two,
and put
three,
those to
right.
one
Yes, yes.
to one side. And from those you're going to cut 4 8.5 inch squares.
Okay. Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Do I use the same middle bit?
Yes.
And do I need that to be a whole separate?
No, this middle bit is from a fat quarter because you only need 5 squares for
Right.
that.
So do you use it elsewhere?
You can if you wanted to. I chose not to.
Okay.
Because it's a solid, I felt that it would detract. If it was in the squares, I thought it might detract. Your eye would be drawn to it because it's like a solid. I know it's not a solid, it's a tonal, but it plays like a solid. And as I said, I took the other 2 tonal ones for my binding, which then left me with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 squares, 11 fat quarters. And from each of those, I cut 5 5-inch squares.
Amazing.
Now that's more than you actually need, because you only need 52, but it was easier to cut 5 and then I've got room for playing with them. And that makes it charm pack friendly.
Yay!
With extra.
Nice.
So thinking about your Tilda quilt, Tilda fabrics, you could buy a charm pack and then 1/2 metres to supplement.
Oh, nice.
The new Tilda fabric would look stunning in this design, I think.
Yes. Oh, yeah, wouldn't it? Could you
Yeah.
imagine? Oh, it would. It would just show everything off beautifully.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jane. Charm pack or layer cake?
Well, you could use a layer cake, but I think you would need 2. Because in your layer cake, I think you probably only get 2 of each design. So you might have to mix, you could mix up your flowers. You could have a different fabric in each petal, or you could have 2 fabrics and 2 fabrics.
You've got similar colourways, so you could do different
So you could
colourways
do
in the
that.
petals. Yeah.
And then, of course, because they're 5-inch squares, you can just cut your layer cake into 4 because they're 10-inch squares. So yes, it would be layer cake friendly too.
Alison says it really showcases the fabric, doesn't it? Yes.
Well, this is it. I think sometimes you get a fabric, don't you? And it's a nice big print and you don't really want to cut it up into small pieces. You want to show it off. That's what I think anyway. Right, so the flower block.
Myra, she says, I'm here, got you on earphones, so no swearing under your breath because I can hear everything. My goodness, it's like having a bat. Do we swear? Yeah, no, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
does when they're sewing because things don't always go the way they like.
Yeah.
And your sewing machine sometimes plays up and that gets called all sorts of names too.
Elizabeth says, thinking of PT telling her of her mood yesterday morning, I heard an inspirational habit. Whenever someone walks into work, give them a round of applause. I give them coffee.
Oh, yes, you do. It's lovely. We come in and it's all there ready for us, which is absolutely lovely.
I find we get more done.
Well, it starts you off in the right frame of mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Starts you off in the right frame of mind, ready
And
to
yeah,
go.
to be fair, Gemma does generally walk into the office and burst into loud and rapturous song.
Yes.
And then I just
Depending
laugh.
on what she's been listening to in the car. And we'll sometimes join in or we don't know what she's singing about.
No. I walked in on a sugar high, having eaten an entire packet of Percy Pigs between here and school.
Easily done. Once you start, you can't stop.
I know. You can't just have one, can you?
No, I've just wafted the fabric and got it.
Or did you get one down the back of the throat? Ugh. Morning, Helen. Morning, Denise and Rita. Good morning. For those of you that are new, you can find all of this fabric on our website, which is natashamakes.com.
Yes.
And if you have a little look on Workshop Wednesday, Gemma's put it all in a collection, so you don't have to rummage too far. Just make sure
so
that you
good.
do click on View All,
Yeah,
because otherwise you'll
you
think
just
we're
see
only selling
3 things. And
three
you're just
sewing
like,
machines.
where's everything
And
else?
that's it. But it's there. Lisa says she loves Percy. Do you know what? I liken Percy to Natasha Makes in many ways, because it started off being really just me.
Yes.
And then it's like Percy Pigs and Friends. You realise that actually it's better with the cola flavoured cow.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The Percy Pig and Friends are
Lovely.
better.
Nice.
So, you know, as we've grown, and we've got you and Gemma and Inga and everyone else.
All of us,
It's like Percy Pigs and Friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, right, the flower block. It's it's really straightforward and I love it. Can we go overhead?
Yeah.
We've got
Beautiful.
a square. Now, if you were using a layer cake, you trim it down. This is an 8.5-inch square.
Could you use those leftover strips for your binding and do a scrappy binding?
You could.
There
Yeah,
you go.
absolutely. You could do whatever you liked
just
with
don't
it. And
wanna
this is the
waste
beauty
anything.
of this pattern, I think. You've got your bundle and you can decide how you want it to be. You could have all your middle squares in your bordered square flower garland, I think I've called that block. You could have your middle square all the same if you wanted to. You could really make it symmetrical or scrappy or whatever you wanted to do. You could add some of your own scraps to it to make it slightly different. You could make it bigger. Lots of fun. Right, so flower block square. You've got your large square and then you've got your smaller background fabric squares. And I've marked the diagonal line from corner to corner on these. And you're going to put them in opposite corners. So the first thing I did was I just laid it up onto and I chain pieced all of these. You might find that you want to put a pin in just to hold it because they're small squares and they do tend to move. So it's always worth just pinning them so that they stay in the corner. So you want your diagonal line running across the corner because you're going to sew the corner off basically. If you wanted to, you could mark 1/2 inch away from that marked line and sew on that as well. You're going to end up with very tiny half square triangles left over then. If you feel that, you know, even that smaller piece is too much to throw away. We know who we are. There's those of us that can't even bear to throw, you know, even the skinniest amount away because it might just come in useful for something. Even if it's just tying up your sweet pea canes or something. I had 2 hoglets in my garden yesterday. Little tiny baby hedgehogs.
Ah, I love that they're called hoglets. I forget that they are called hoglets, and it's a delight every year that someone reminds me that they are in fact called hoglets. Yes. Did you feel the need to then go and buy £200 on, spend £200 on like hedgehog housing,
No.
like a certain viewer that we have?
No, not quite.
He hasn't even put the bed out. It's still in his utility room. John, you've got your hedgehog bed. You haven't even used it yet.
I have a horrible feeling that our Daisy dog has rooted them out of their house. There's a little hole under our garden backs onto the garages at the side, and under the concrete foundation of the garages there was a hole, and I think our Daisy dog has rooted them out of there. They were all right. They're fully grown and they were okay. I checked on them. They hadn't got any damage to them, and I gave them some water and I went and bought some cat food and gave them some cat food. And that and I just left them then. Just thought best to leave them because if Mum, I've seen Mum rootling around. I didn't know that she was a mum. I just knew that she was a hedgehog, and I'm assuming she's their mum.
Do dads have much to do with hedgehogs?
I really don't know how hedgehog families work, but of course I don't know how you sex a hedgehog.
No, I mean,
turning them upside down or something
Is that
similar. I don't know
obvious?
if it's as obvious as a dog or
meaning
if they're
to
like
pricks,
cats
isn't
and
it?
hard to
No
see.
idea. No
So,
idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was the mum. So I'm trimming these corners off now. I sewed on the line, 1/4 inch away from the sewn line to just trim the corners off. It just made me think about this fabric and those little hoglets, because we've got lots of foxgloves in our garden.
Oh, lovely.
My garden is very wildlife friendly, i.e. I don't do gardening because I don't really know what I'm doing. So most of the plants and everything in our garden have been planted by the birds.
Ah, beautiful, as
But
it
we've
should
got
be.
a beautiful array of foxgloves that the bees absolutely adore, and I love watching the bees go right inside the trumpets and then
Oh,
come
it's
out
amazing,
again.
isn't it?
So we're now going to press those triangles that we've created now back to reform the square. And we do that on all the same corners. That's easy to see. Yes, I didn't want to poke and prod them too much, because I didn't want the mum to sort of abandon them if they were still needing their mum. They didn't look like they needed them. They're quite big. They weren't tiny, and they'd got all their spines and everything. So I think best to leave them and let them sort themselves out, really. I wasn't overly worried about them.
I don't know if it's like with some animals whereby if you interfere, then the mums go, well, you have them.
Yeah, well,
You
this
deal
is
with that.
sometimes you mess, don't you? And they can smell you on them, and then they don't want to know.
Like, you mustn't do that with rabbit kittens,
No.
because otherwise the mothers get right upset. We've got some amazing foxes in our fields.
Oh, I know you.
And if I don't take the dogs up in the evening to feed the horses, then I invariably see them.
Yeah.
And they're looking really well this year.
Well, that's good. That's good. So we're putting the square in the opposite corner to the one that we've just made.
Oh, hang on.
This is forming our
There you go.
petal. So we've done that, and we're going to do exactly the same, but opposite.
So it's a half
corner.
snowball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
And of course, this pattern is very stripology friendly. You know,
Yeah, of course it is.
you've got to cut 40 of these little corner squares to make the size I did. So your stripology really comes into its own for that, because you just whiz through cutting with your stripology ruler. It's amazing.
Oh, morning, Brenda. Stripology is just, if you don't have one yet, it will change your life.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing that once you've got it, you think, well, how have I managed without this for so long?
And it just speeds everything
It
up.
makes everything so much quicker and accurate as well, because once you've got it laid on, you can cut multiple strips and squares without moving the fabric.
John says there are no more hedgehogs in residence
Oh
in his
dear.
garden. Yeah, Elizabeth, I think you're right. I think they had a hissy fit because you didn't put the bed out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's like, come here,
Expecting
royalty.
grand things.
Yes.
And then John keeps the bed in the utility room. I mean, come on.
So we're going to do exactly the same. We're just trimming that corner off, and we're going to press those back. Cut that one off quite well. There we go. And the last one there.
Ali's bees are enjoying the lupins.
Lovely, yeah, because they're similar, aren't they, lupins, to
Oh,
foxgloves in their appearance. I mean, I know they're small, slightly smaller, aren't they? But
and she said that yesterday she had to rescue a baby wren and return it to the nest. It'd fallen out and somehow
dear.
got through the drain cover.
oh,
Thank goodness for the dog's ball launcher.
yes,
I like how resourceful you are there, Ali. Nice.
because it would mean that you wouldn't touch it as well again, which is a lovely idea. So you've got 4 squares now that all look like this.
Nice.
And what you're going to do is you're going to turn 2 of them 90 degrees so they end up going like that. And that, as you can see now, is your petal for your flowers.
Jane, can I interrupt you very, very
Yes,
quickly?
of course.
Because Karen has just joined us. Karen, you've missed all of the happy birthday messages. You're going to have to scroll up for all of those. She can't stay long because she's beautifying herself ready for her birthday lunch, and it might take a while because she's entering her 50s. But
you need to see the fabric. Where's it gone?
behind you. It's behind you. Karen, we've got £2 off a metre on this.
Let's look at this, Karen.
And we just thought that you should have a birthday dress out of it. And then we had a debate that you should really come down and make it on air.
We can just see one of your lovely maxi dresses in that, Karen.
Yeah, and possibly one for me too. So that's not why they did #MeToo, was it? Not like we all want one of Karen's lovely dresses. But I think they've missed a trick there. Really.
Yes.
There we go. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Karen. Hope you have a lovely day.
Oh, there you go. Annie says that she forgot to say that she's with Jane and keeping her garden wildlife friendly. And was actually complimented by a farmer. We're back onto the open countryside and are blessed with an abundance of birds and creatures. You are where you are, actually, Annie. It's really, really beautiful. She's up in Peak District way.
Oh, yes.
So it is. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And the farmers behind them they're quite good. I know a few of them, weirdly.
So we're going to join. We've got these.
Oh, nice.
We're going to join these with a sashing strip now.
Spot of sashing.
So these strips join the 2 blocks together. And again, you can chain piece all of these. And just sew it onto, I was going to say sew it onto a side with a triangle on, but whichever side you sew it on will always have a triangle on it, so it doesn't really matter.
Elizabeth says, Karen, you're coming in to do a show. I love the fact that we just decided for Karen that that's really what she wanted to do, you know, for a birthday.
Yeah, I've just realised I didn't change my seam allowance. This is what you always must remember to do.
Oh, I did that with the Tilda one on Monday.
Just change your seam allowance.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to unpick that.
That's all right. Do you want me to unpick it?
What I'll do is I'll re-sew the seam. Would you mind unpicking that, and then I can sew the rest?
I believe it's called Karma because I made Gemma do it for me yesterday.
Next question is, where's the unpicker? We got it in there.
Now, do these flowers all need to be the right way up, same way up, or anything like that, or does it matter?
You could,
does it just
if you want to take your time and think about that, then yes, you can. You don't necessarily need to, because it's like any quilt, isn't it? If it's not all the same way up,
it means that you can see it from any
angle, can't you?
Yeah, Vicky would love it if we did a dress show.
I think we all would.
Yeah.
It's something that I'd like to get into a bit more.
Should we do a dress along?
Yeah.
If we agree on a pattern and send out the fabrics in advance, then we can all make the dresses with Karen.
She could just help us with the more complicated bits, like putting facing in and sleeves in and zips in and
all of that.
All of it, really.
Basically all of it.
How do you do it, really?
Yeah, how to do it. How to do it. Oh, Karen says, I know that you won't be shocked by this, but she has a new cave dress and new shoes. Is that new from, not yesterday's new one? Is this a different new one? Yesterday's dress was particularly lovely. Sonia says, Natasha and Jane, I know that Birmingham will be busy with the Commonwealth Games, but will you be at the Festival of Quilts this year?
I might be going as a visitor.
I mean, it's just down the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be rude not to. Do you know what? It was lovely last year because they had really wide aisles.
Yes.
And I took the kids and I didn't fear losing them. And actually it meant that I didn't have to rigidly hold their hands the whole way round. So they did run around slightly wild and feral. But the nice thing about that, well, I'd say slightly wild and feral, they did get slightly encouraged by Brandon Mabley. I'm just going to name and shame the man for winding them up. An absolute treat. He's fabulous with them, but he winds them up and then just lets them go.
Yeah.
Right, thanks, Brandon. Thanks for that.
Like a really popular uncle would do.
Yeah. Like he's the perfect uncle.
Yeah.
And it was really lovely. But business-wise, I wasn't convinced there was enough, or that we were big enough yet to be there.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure, but certainly I expect that we'll all be there at some point, rummaging around. So yeah, because it's only 10 minutes from here, isn't it? It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy to get to.
Maybe we should have our maybe we should have a warehouse open day so that anybody that finishes at festival and hasn't quite got their full fabric fix could just swing by here. 10 minutes from the NEC.
Why not?
Why not?
Right, that's unpicked. That's the right seam now. That's the seam. So I'm going to press that to that side, and then I'm going to sew the other one. But while I'm doing that, I'm just going to sew this one on as well.
Oh, hang on. Myra says that she loves Ellie and Mac patterns. Cheap to buy and easy to sew. Great for beginners. Ask me how I know. Oh, yes. And Karen says, yes, it is another new one for today. Shaggy and grey. Ooh. Ooh, beautiful.
I bet that's going to look rather stunning.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Ali wants to make clothes too. We all want to. I think it's just somehow we just doubt our abilities to be able to sew things that will stay together.
I have made dresses, but you know, the dots weren't quite in the right place and the zip didn't look too good. So as long as I wear it with a cardigan, it's fine.
It's all fine.
And it's been washed and worn several times, so you know, it's okay.
Do you know what though? How many times do you actually buy something and it doesn't quite sit straight, or you just have to wriggle and tiggle in it,
yeah,
and sort of readjust it because it wasn't quite cut on the straighter grain or whatever it was? Oh, Jenny would love the open warehouse on a Monday. Would finish off her trip. We're still trying to work out the logistics of how we do it because of taking stock off. Do we have to shut down the...
We'd have to shut down the website, couldn't we, for just the day or the weekend or whatever, because otherwise we'd be in a real pickle.
So I have these great ideas, and then and then the logistics of how that actually needs to work come into play. But we'll work it out at some point. It just won't be quite as soon as we'd hope.
Yeah. So we've got that one on there, and I'm going to sew the other one on.
Oh,
so we're sewing them together in pairs with a sashing strip in between, making sure that the two triangles face the sashing strip and are, I'm going to say are at the top, because if you look at it in the whole block, you'd say, well, they're at the bottom, Jane. But if you sew them, if you think about it when you're doing it and think, right, if I keep them all at the top.
And what are we keeping at the top?
These triangles here.
Oh, right, yeah.
So they're facing the top. That's you're going to sew them into pairs like that, because actually what you do is just turn that round. So I think it's an easy way to remember, just keep them at the top. But you could lay them all out and then just pick them up one at a time and sew them back down. You know, you've got the time to do that.
Oh, Julia says she's still practicing using her granddaughter as a guinea pig. Finished her ombre Liberty dress yesterday. Oh, how beautiful.
I bet that was beautiful.
I'm not going to lie, Julia. Me too. Emily gets used as a dressmaking guinea pig for me as well.
Absolutely. When you've got a small scale person to do it on. So now we're going to take two of the sashing strips, and we're going to sew the reds, them to either side of the middle square. I've chosen the red. You can choose whichever fabric you want. As I've said, this is, you know, the beauty of having it in a fat quarter bundle, is you can change it all around and do it however you wish. Make it your own.
You've just got to remember to spin it around so that you don't sew the Y's.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I would obviously do.
I think
probably live on air, Jane, if I'm honest.
You can see that the pattern is there. You know, you can see that straight away that they look petal shapes and how you want it to go. So
yeah.
So because I've pressed the seams in towards the sashing on this one, I'm going to press them out away from the square on this one, so that when I come to put those together, I've got that seam nesting there, which will help me line everything up when I join it together.
Beautiful.
So that sashing strip then goes into there, and we sew each row to either side of that. And as I say, you've got the seams nesting there, and you might just want to pop a pin in it to stop it moving around.
But you've got to spin that bottom one round so that you're not...
Yeah, it's got to be spun around so that you've got it facing the opposite way.
So we have got what's left over by the ½ metre, haven't we,
Yep.
of these fabrics, and then we've got the did we say 19 piece fat quarter?
Yes.
Yes, 19 piece fat quarter bundle.
With 1 metre and 3/4, 1.75 metres of ivory fabric.
Beautiful. And then the pattern obviously is on the website. Beautiful. Oh, Claire says that she borrows other people's daughters for dressmaking opportunities. That's the
saw
thing,
that
isn't
lovely
it?
dress that you'd made for Adam's friend's birthday. That was lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, that's a really nice birthday present to receive, isn't it?
Bit special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit special. Tailor-made dresses. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
So, got that there, and as Natasha just said, just make sure that we've got it facing the right way round. We wouldn't want it there. That creates a different pattern altogether, but who knows? You might like it like that.
Yeah.
So, press that together, line that up with the sashing. Pop a pin in along there just to hold it. It does nest, it nests in nicely, so that's another thing there, and then just sew those together. So again, you're just sewing the 2 rows together with a piece of sashing in the middle.
Perfect. So actually, is this a weekend quilt? Could it be done in a weekend?
Yeah, I think, you know, particularly if you used pre-cuts, it's like anything, isn't it? It's the time it takes for you to do all the cutting that takes the time. The actual putting the quilt together doesn't take long at all. But with your stripology ruler, that'll cut down a lot of the time as well.
It just makes such a difference. It just makes such a difference. Remember, if you're spending over £50 today, don't forget to get your ½ metre of free design fabric by putting in the code free ½ metre.
So that's your flower block.
And adding in the actual free ½ metre as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Jane. That's
a
gorgeous.
flower block, so that's straightforward.
That would be
isn't
a
it?
beautiful
You know?
cushion as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, done.
So you could make cushions to match. So the flower garland block, you have to be a little bit careful with your sashing strips here, because the ones that go around the centre square, these are 5-inch squares, so as I say, they're charm pack friendly. These are actually cut at 2 3/4, not 2 1/2. It's all in the instructions, so, but just make sure you get the right strips, because otherwise it's not going to go together if you use the wrong strip in there.
Okay.
So we're going to sew a strip either side of the square.
Mm.
This is the middle square that we've chosen to go in the centre of the garland block. This would look stunning with gay fabrics as well, wouldn't it? You know, those big,
with caves.
big
Gorgeous.
prints that you really want to show off.
Yes. Just stunning. Yeah, it really would actually. Oh, Kate says that her plan is to turn her Tilda quilt into a kimono type duster coat when it's finished.
Oh,
that's
that
pretty
sounds
amazing.
lovely.
That's pretty incredible.
I'm just going to move that up over there. So we're just going to press those away from the block. You can just you don't have to press them away. You want to press them the other way. There's no seam matching, so it doesn't really matter which way they're pressed for lining up seams and things. And then we're going to put sashing at the top and the bottom. As I say, just make sure you get the right width of strip to make it all matching.
Matchy McMatchison.
Sew that to both sides, top and bottom. both sides, top and bottom. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know if that does.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, there are apparently a couple of units left of the Exotica border that we had yesterday. So that was the one with the ombre from the dark through to the white with the birds that we saw earlier.
Some of that might have to go into my basket.
Oh, into your basket.
Something with those.
Do you know what? I just thought I was going to do a really, really simple, just sashed. I was going to do the hot paprika and then the marine blue as a thin sashing around the edge of that, and then black to border it off, and then that's it, quilt done.
Yeah, absolutely, because it would work beautifully. So you're going to need to have, for each block, you have 12 squares. Yeah, 12 squares. And you're going to need to sew those together into pairs. You might want to lay your blocks out around your square to see how you want your fabric to fall, or you might just put all your squares in a pile and just randomly pick up pairs and go for it.
Right.
Which is pretty much what I did. There were a couple that I just changed because I didn't want the same one next to.
Right, but apart from that...
But pretty much I tried to be as random as I could. I kept I put a light against a dark. I tried not to put the same colour blue next to each other, and to put a royal or a navy next to each other, and then I made sure that I got like a white and a red in there as well. And tried to, mix up the scale of prints as well.
Perfect.
So that I've got I don't know why I'm cutting in between each one, because you can really have fun chain piece in this. If you want to, you might want to look at your direction of some of the flowers. So you might want to change the direction on some when you're thinking about them going at the side.
Yeah.
Something to take into consideration.
Well, that's just it, isn't it?
But again, you might not be bothered by that, and you might think, well, actually it doesn't matter then which way up the quilt is, because it's always going to have flowers the right way up whichever way it goes.
Yeah. No, got it.
So once you've got all of them sewn into pairs, you need to take 8 sets of pairs and put them to one side for your side pieces. It will go on either side of your fabric, like so. And then the rest of them, we're going to sew those pairs together into 4s. And again, you might want to just go randomly with that and see how it falls, or you might want to just consider your scales of pattern and what goes next to each other.
Or just go for it.
And just
and
go
have
for
a
it,
total random
completely
time.
random, and put up with patterns and things being the same and same colours. It doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you.
Oh, morning, Sean. We're just trying to get the Tilda quilt loaded, Jane, for those that are serious about doing it.
Yeah.
Because then I'll put that order in, only because I know that our supplier has all of those 36 colours in at the moment, and they don't stay in. So if I don't put the order in today, it won't happen.
No, this is it. You've got to get everything. It's like getting.
So guys, keep an eye out on the website if you are serious about doing the Tilda quilt. It's gonna have to be, because of the numbers of fabrics in there. I am buying per order basically. Yeah. There's not going to be lots to just put to one side.
We're going to sew the pairs to either side of the bordered square.
Nice.
Just lining the edge to edge. And again, you need 4 of these blocks altogether, so you can chain piece you know, all 4 blocks in one go.
It'd look lovely in Liberty as well, actually, this.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Really beautiful in
pretty.
Liberty. Oh, yeah.
And the Tilda would look stunning too.
Yes. Oh, that would give it a whole different look, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Cafe again. And yeah, so many. This is it, isn't it? We're so lucky to have... Actually, William Morris would give a very different feel, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. You could go really classical with the William Morris, couldn't you? And you could maybe even, you know, mix up and have a darker sashing. You know, go with your capes, you could try a black sashing colour and it would mainly make some of the colours pop, wouldn't it?
Yes.
You know, and again, having a dark sashing would give you a completely different look. I think this is a sort of pattern, again, because it's so straightforward and quite easy to do, it's a one that you might go to again and again to make.
I think so. It's ones you could make for friends as well if you knew that they like a certain colourway, or I mean, imagine just doing that all in blues and whites.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely. Or if you have someone whose
stunning.
favourite colour is purple or something, you could gather all your purple fabrics.
Yeah. It's a really lovely sort of scrappy project as well, so you could really mix up your scrappy fabrics. Now I just took the time here just to line up the square where it meets. Because you've got your 2 in the middle there. I just took the time there just to nest the seams going one way and the other and just lining up those seams there. It should just fall into place because they're the right size, it's all been worked out, but you know, just taking that little extra minute just to line those up makes a bit of a difference. And we sew the rows of 4s to the top and to the bottom of the square.
And it really is that easy.
Yeah.
Just super, super easy.
So you've got
Perfect.
that one that side and then this one on this side. And we'll just take that little bit of extra time just to line those seams up there. Pin in. I would have probably pressed all of this first before I started sewing it together, but for the sake of demonstration purposes, it doesn't really matter. You can take longer when you're doing it yourself at home.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's always a little bit different. As much as we try and do something from start to finish, you know, there is always a little bit of a...
You
would do this at home?
Yeah, there's some things you know, time-wise, and I know we don't have to be finished by a certain time, but you want to make it enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
So you can miss a few steps out occasionally.
Like the pressing.
Yeah.
It's not a pressing matter, Jane. If it's not a pressing matter.
It's not a pressing matter. So we'll just press those. We will press them now. We're going to press them away and away from the square. We'll do that top and bottom. And you can see that comes together quite quickly, and chain piecing and you know, really saves you time, saves you thread. It goes together quite quickly. So you'll end up with 4 blocks like this and 5 blocks of your petal block. You put them together in rows of 3. So the top and the bottom row is a petal, a square, a petal, and then the middle row is a square either side of the petal.
With a bit of sashing.
And you join them together with a piece of sashing in between.
Perfect.
When you've got your rows together, you'll then have a length of sashing across the width of the row that will go across there.
Perfect.
So, you know, it grows quickly. Once you've made those blocks, it grows really quickly. And it's really pretty.
Well, that is all very gorgeous. Thank you, Jane.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grab the bundle, grab the pattern. Remember, we've got the Half Metre Heavens going live tonight. Remember that backing fabric has a deal on for today.
Nice.
It's very, very lovely. Karen's treated herself.
Oh, well, she's got to do it.
It's her birthday. It's got to happen. I wonder what shoes she'll whip out for that.
Oh, gorgeousness.
I think she's actually someone that has more shoes than I do. Morning, Amy. Morning, Lizzie. Which is no mean feat.
I think she has a pair of shoes that matches every dress.
Again, no mean feat.
Why not?
Yeah.
You can do it. Yeah.
Elizabeth says, isn't it lovely? It is really lovely.
It's pretty.
It's super, super pretty.
Really shows off the pretty fabrics, I think.
It just, for me, it's just that coming together of all of those gorgeous fabrics, and it just feels like a meadow. Lovely summer meadow. You can kind of feel the heat.
Yes.
And smell the flowers.
Yeah.
You'd
really,
take that
really
on
gorgeous.
your
Picnics, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if how Karen says she's working on it, Jane. Having a pair of shoes for every dress.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? Gemma is just loading as we speak the Tilda quilt.
Lovely.
So if you guys do want to do the Tilda quilt, have you got the picture there to just waft around very quickly, just to remind anyone?
Yeah, this gorgeousness.
Because there we go. Now you'll get the pattern in it for free. I've actually got some of the, you know, those plastic zip bags that John always brings. I've got those to put all of this fabric in.
Lovely.
So it will arrive in a kit with that. We're not selling the pattern. We're just going to print that off and put that in for free. It's not a pattern that's for resale. We're not making any money on the pattern at all.
No.
That is going in for you for free. But then you're also, we're doing this on Quilter's Grid. And I was really pleased to see that that's how Kate's done hers as well, because it's just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is that. So if you are serious, this will be loaded today, and that will be the full whack with the Quilter's Grid and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like 5 or 6 meters of Quilter's Grid in there. Like there's a lot in there. So we're basically giving you the Quilter's Grid for free.
Beautiful
in that bundle.
Colours.
That's how that works out.
Beautiful colours.
It's just, I've never seen anything quite like it. And it's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So we're very excited for that. John is going to have a little play with that quite soon, I believe.
Nice.
Ha 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 ha. So yeah, do check out. I'll pop a message under here when that's loaded, so that you all know. Oh, John has asked, just out of interest, is the Honley boot still there? I'm not going to ask who he went there with. It is actually, Elizabeth, but they've just changed its name. It's just changed its name. Oh, it's live, says Gemma. It's live. It is on the website. If you want to do that Tilda quilt, it is on the website. It is live, and I expect that Gemma will probably tag it in today's show because she's good like that.
Yeah.
But yes, Elizabeth, it is down there. It's just had its name changed, and it's next door to the Dogs Trust.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So not far from us at all.
It's the hotel next door.
Oh, right.
That was the Honley boot. It's right next to the top, says Gemma. Thank you. Margaret says, that's my granny's herbaceous border, very cottage garden. Had been under my mum's management for 3 years before I was born, but granny had picked good plants, not too many thugs. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not too many thugs. Vicky says, Jane Alcott, your quilt is gorgeous.
Thank you, Vicky.
Just gorgeous. Right, lovely people. The Tilda quilt is live. If you would like to do that, please do that. I will be buying the fabric today. So yeah, because that's going to start soon.
Lovely. That's exciting. That's something to look forward to.
It really is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
all good. So everybody, take care. Have a lovely rest of the day. Half Metre Heavens tomorrow. Friday newsletter. Don't forget your Friday newsletter.
No.
We'll be back on Monday. In fact, with John Cole Morgan.
Lovely.
And then
That'll be nice.
Tuesday, we're going to do the Japanese style knot bag.
Wonderful.
There you go. So take care. Stay safe. All that jargon. And
We'll see you soon.
if you can't be good, don't get caught.
Exactly.
Bye.
Bye.